Motherfucker, I'm the one. Angel up in the sky says either dawn. I drink this pain away till the dawn. Drink till I don't feel shit, yeah, feel numb. Death enough, but this one wanna feel me. All these scars are deep in my eyes. Homie, do you really feel me? Yeah. So when I fucked up, yeah, that's the real me. Do you feel me? Gotta stick to the G code. Left in my Gucci waist, yeah, that's Mando. Love to all my Asians, we will never fold. Love to all my homies who never told. Tell the shit in my mind. All you for homie with shit pops, you be acting blind. All you claiming you're real, but I saw you switch your shots. If you wanna feel my pain, just look in my eyes, nah. I just say fuck everybody, gotta ride though. If you're shit, I don't claim you, I don't see you no more. See couple betrays running away, I'm on your ass polo. Keep playing my name, won't start on your next promo. Living this Tennessee, rolling on ecstasy. Songs are my remedy, these scars are the melody. So fuck all the enemies, cause all I see is jealousy. Integrity and loyalty, like these be the victims. I'm the one. Angel up in the sky says either dawn. I drink this pain away till the dawn. Drink till I don't feel shit, yeah, feel numb. Death enough, but this one wanna feel me. All these scars are deep in my eyes. Homie, do you really feel me? So when I fucked up, yeah, that's the real me. Do you feel me?
Why they hating on a nigga like I'm YOTTA? Put a nigga on a shirt.
Shout out
like
to Pete Thrizzle.
And I ain't never been the type to lie on how I feel. I'll pack it steel if it's real, if I got a drill. Look in my eyes, see the pain of a thug nigga. A blood nigga, how I'm tipping like a scud myself. I'm in and out of traffic, dipping like I'm dodging 12. I feel the pain up on my chest, it's like I'm living hell. They never understand the pain that I've been living. They never understand the mind that I've been given. Feel me, drill me, I'ma bleed some. The Cartiers on my face, so I don't see nothing. And I ain't never been the type I ain't gon' down you. I've been through pain, I've been through loss, I've been around for. And no, I know it hurts, so I'ma stand ground. Man down, so I'm moving like a greyhound.
Angel up in the sky says either dawn. I drink this pain away till the dawn. Drink till I don't feel shit, yeah, feel numb. Death enough, but this one wanna feel me. All these scars are deep in my eyes. Homie, do you really feel me? So when I fucked up, yeah, that's the real me. Do you feel me?
Motherfucker, very soon, homie.
Hey, I've been here with my boy Z. How you doing, man?
Living, can't complain, can't complain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was just upcoming joint. That joint ain't released yet. We got an exclusive here on YOTTATALK.
Exclusive, overly exclusive, you feel me?
That's what I'm talking about. YOTTATALK, what's good? We back with another episode again with my boy Z. Let them know where they can find you at, bro, before we start anything.
Hey, what's the deal? This KWAK Z. My homies call me Z. It's at KWAK. I'm an artist, producer, engineer, composer. Anything related to music, you feel me? KWAK on the Sally Money going crazy. That's my tag.
Who do it all, boy? That he named every role.
Yeah, I got you feel me?
He named every role. And that was just, again, his upcoming joint. Gonna be named, can I drop the name? Can you drop the name?
Yeah, it's called Feel Me, featuring Pete Thrizzle. That's my homie.
Shout out to Pete Thrizzle. Shout out to Pete Thrizzle. And we're here right now in the studio that you work at, right?
Yeah, it's called Fam Studio. Big shout out to Fam Studio to, allowing us to do this podcast over here. It's big vibes over here. All the legendary rappers been coming through in and out type shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just if you guys don't know, bro has a crazy story. Went from basically, let's say, from Korea.
Yep, straight up.
To working with YSL.
Yep, off top.
And we ain't gonna get too crazy in it right now because we gotta get your whole story. But bro was, he right there with Young Thug, Lil Keed, R.I.P. of course. But working with the best of them, man. So I'm excited to have you here, bro. And it's just a blessing to have you on the podcast. And I'm excited for what you're gonna bring to the people out there for sure.
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate you for having me.
Of course. So let's start. Of course, I just said you're from Korea, so let's talk about how that was, bro. We don't get to hear about that over here too much.
Yeah. So I've been moving around. So basically, like my last memory really is my from age of 5. But so I used to live in Japan from age of 5 to 12. So that's in Japan, and then I went back to South Korea when I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
Which I was like really born at, and then I graduated elementary school, middle school, high school over there. Yeah, I came back to the States. Right after graduating high school.
Okay. Right after graduating high school. So I mean, talk to us about what Korea was like. Like as a kid, moving around in Korea. Like what was that like? Because I was just telling you off camera, I've never met anybody from Korea.
Yeah. So I could put it like this: like when I was living in Japan, shit was hella peaceful. Like everything was like really chill, relaxed, and like, all the people like nice and shit. You know what I'm saying? And all the neighbors are hella nice. Like I only have like good memory over there.
Okay.
When I went back to Korea, or like even like prior to like us like making a decision that we have to go back to Japan, go back to Korea, I was like, yo, like I don't want to leave Japan. You know what I'm saying? Because just because like I love, and I knew that this would be my happiest memory in my life type shit.
Yeah.
Because like bro, like my happiness was overwhelming. You know what I mean? Because it was so peaceful and all that shit. But anyway, so I went back to Korea and I just saw all these people like hella aggressive and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I stepped in the classroom and they're like fighting, just fucking just doing all this dirty talking. I'm like, bro, like I'm too pure for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro,
You know,
like,
I'm not ready, bro.
yeah, like y'all too degenerate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
bro, like, cause when I was in Japan, bro, like people were so pure to the point where like when we put up the middle finger, it's like, damn, like you could say a word like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were just like, you know what I'm saying, really pure soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as soon as I stepped into Korea in this like classroom, they're like, you know, all this like curse words and shit. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean?
It was active.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, little thing you know, like I became kind of like the leading person through fucking this whole shit just because, you know, I'm a product of my environment. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so just growing up in South Korea, it was dope just because like it was more of a small country. You know what I'm saying? In my city where I'm from, Seoul City.
Soul City, you said.
Yeah, so that's a capital.
You're from the capital of Korea.
Yep.
Okay, let's make it clear.
Yeah, Seoul City. You know what I'm saying? From the south side of Seoul City. But we never really get into like because we have a strict gun law. You know what I'm saying? So like we don't do no crazy shit. But at the same time, like all the politics and shit, I could say it was like very similar, like how shit works. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So
When you say politics, do you mean governmental or do you mean more like street?
I don't want to really like say like street because like the ball game y'all be playing over here is a little different. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like it's more like a school shit. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like,
because at that point you're still a kid. When
Yeah,
you were in Korea,
yeah,
you were still a
and
kid.
so we do like squabble over like school and shit, like school over school, or
Yeah.
like you know under the certain neighborhood, like we all kind of know each other, and then like because we wear school uniforms, like when we walking down and shit.
Everybody.
So, like, yeah, everybody. We have to, and then we have like a strict like hair thing where like if you have a girl hair, I mean I see Million over there, like if you have a girl like long ass hair like that, then we'll get cut off right away.
You said girl hair. I got girl hair, bro.
Shit, I mean
He's
you
like-
like if you like.
He's like, in Korea? In Korea? Yeah,
No,
bro. You
I mean, but you're black, so that's a little different. Like I say, it's a little different. But for us Asians, like over there,
Oh,
like
because it's all straight.
yeah, you gotta
I feel
like
that.
you gotta have like a short hair,
That's
like line type
crazy.
shit. Yeah, and like if you don't have that shit, when I was in Korea, like you get ass whooping, just for that. Yeah, if you resist and you'd be like, bro, like I don't give a fuck type shit, like you get ass
You
whooping.
just getting beat.
Yeah, like the teachers were allowed to do all the ass whooping.
Oh, the teachers.
Yeah, but
Oh,
like,
it's different.
yeah, but now it kind of changed. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the internet and shit. But like when I was in middle school till that day, like we were still getting like hella ass whooping for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right, so you come to school with some long hair, they paddling y'all, or is it like
no? They have that. They have that like hair trimming shit like, in their pocket, right in front of the school type shit. And then I mean that was still active when I was in high school too. And then they're like, oh, hey, you're I don't know what you call this shit over here, but they'll see it and they're like, oh, that shit's long. Like
Yeah.
I have to like trim it or like cut it like right in front of like everybody.
that's like they do that in jail out here, no? I don't think that's in jail.
But we just thought that was norm.
That's
You know what I'm
normal.
saying? Yeah.
Nah, that's wild, bro. I've never heard that. So tell us, like, what's one of the best things about South Korea that we just wouldn't know about if we lived over here? I just had one of them. What's that beer called, bro? That thing's super strong.
Yeah, it's alcohol. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really a beer. It's
Oh,
like
it's not a beer.
yeah, it's more like a Korean sake type shit.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
my bad.
no, shit. But it's called soju. That's what everybody like grow up on. Like this is like our like really soul like food type shit. But it's like soul drink. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like this is where we rely on our like emotions and shit. You feel me? Like because we don't have no drugs in Korea. Well, like now it's kind of getting bad just because of I don't know where they get all these like fucking heroin and like opioids in from. But like back when I was like growing up, like all we could rely on is soju. You know what I'm saying? Like we always drink and then we kind of let our pain away because we're not really able to like reveal our emotions like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're a man and like, if you're a dude or whatever, like we don't really have that much of. I mean, like my homies at least, like we didn't have that much a close relationship with family and shit. So like we always like just post it up in like parking lot or something, and just like drink soju and just get fucked up and just do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of similar to what we do out here now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like when I first came here, it was like damn, like everybody just grow up in a similar way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but at the same time,
place.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like when I tell the people like, hey, like I grew up in South Korea, like they kind of have like a different conception about
Yeah, because all they know is what the media says.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
So I just gotta explain it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, so let's talk about, since you're saying down there you kind of had to hold in your emotions. Let's talk about music, since that was probably your outlet.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So when did music start for you?
That was from 6th grade. So I remember this moment, like I distinctly remember this like moment, because like all my life I wanted to be a soccer player. You know what I'm saying? Like
A soccer player? I was not expecting you to say that right now. I'm not gonna lie.
The soccer is huge in South Korea.
What?
Yeah, it's very big. Like, 'cause we had a World Cup in South Korea in 2002, and that's when everybody went really crazy and turned up. You know what I'm saying? And till this day, we still remember those like moments, because that's something we really cherish, and that's when the whole country was as like one in the camaraderie type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah. So like I was always like a soccer player. Like I was always like playing soccer and shit. And then like on 6th grade, I remember my homie was like putting me onto this music, and I'm like, bro, like I'm a soccer player. I don't give a fuck about no music. You know what I'm saying?
At the time, did y'all listen? Like, what was the music like out there? What was the music scene like? Is it like out here you listening to everything, or is it like?
So K-pop was never a thing, and hip hop was definitely not a thing. Cause like right now, we have this shit called "Show Me the Money," which is like,
show me the money.
Yeah, it's like what you call that shit? American TV Pop Idol or some shit, like some like TV show competition that y'all have over
American
here.
Idol.
American Idol, yeah. Like we have that version, but in a hip hop like rap shit. Like Snoop Dogg was there and shit.
What?
Yeah, some of the big acts were there.
Shout out to Snoop.
Big shout out to Snoop Dogg.
Snoop's in Korea doing his thing. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, like you see the meme where like Snoop Dogg is like, oh, he's doing all this side missions now that he accomplished like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like he been on that shit.
He's in Korea.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but this is when I started doing like rap shit, like listening to hip hop. This was like way back, way before. So long story short, I was this was like in this like class called computer class. Like where like we were just like doing computer and shit.
Okay.
You know, on some Asian shit. You know what I'm saying? Not playing. But yeah, my homie was like, yo, like it was like a little break time. So my homie's like, yo, like I want you to listen to the song. I'm like, bro, like I don't give a fuck, bro. Like I was, like and
I'm not on the music right now, bro. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, I want to be physical, not listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
my homie said, no, like, bro, like you gotta listen to this shit. And I was like, all right, let me hear it. And I heard it, and that was, I think, the first and last time I ever got goosebumps in my ear. You know what I'm saying? And that changed my life. That, I say, minute to 90 seconds, that completely changed my life forever. And
what song was that?
Yeah, so it's called Big Bang Liar. It's a real like K-pop shit, but like before like all of the BTS thing happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking about this was when I was elementary school, so it has to be over 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
Yeah, I heard that shit, and it was based on hip hop rhythm. You know,
say the title one more time. I gotta listen to that joint.
Big Bang Liar,
Big Bang Liar.
In Korean it's called Kojima. And most of my generations, or like who's close to my age, would know that song because like it was hitting all the charts in Korea. You know what I'm saying? But like prior to that, I was never familiar with music. I didn't care about music. But when I heard that shit, I was like, damn, like this shit's hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was 6th grade. So like, I was kind of going through like family shit, like, cause they wanted me to decide my like career type shit, and then
wait, time out, pause, bro. You're in the 6th grade, and they're telling you they want you to decide your career.
Yeah, cause like they wanted me to be a regular student. You know what I'm saying? They want like that's a typical Asian shit. Like if you're Asian, like you already know how that should go.
In 6th, excuse, I don't want to cross over any boundaries.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't want to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I just never heard of that. Like. So you're 6th grade, like, bro, you're like 11, 12.
Yeah. Well, just because they, I told them I want to do something out of like their norm, like regular
So you were like, I want to do music, and they're like,
yeah, they were just like,
not having that.
yeah, blown out. They were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And even like when I was telling them I was trying to be a soccer player, they didn't take me seriously. You know what I'm saying? And I always show them, bro, like I was like practicing that shit like 3-4 hours just by myself, just like kicking balls and like, fucking mastering my angle and all that shit, because I was really, really in love with that shit deeply. But then when I found about this song, and then as more that I dive into the music, it's like, damn, like this is something maybe I could, like on my fucking just a puberty type of thought, I was like, damn, I could write about soccer. So I don't really have to play soccer just because I can express the love of soccer through music.
Like, I'm about to be the hardest soccer rapper you've ever heard.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the story. That since they were kind of based off like what was popping in like over here in America, like they were doing a lot of like hip hop, like rap shit that was popping like back then. And then they had a little documentary, and they had all these lists of artists they listened to and got influenced by. And then I was like, okay, like if they're fucking with these type of artists, I have to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and the list was like Jay-Z, like Eminem, like all the big names, like Pac, like, you name it. Feel me? And I heard that shit, and I'm like, damn, like this is something maybe these are harder than like the people that got put me onto this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really got dive into the culture, and nobody else was really listening to hip hop like that. You feel me? So I was the only one who was listening to that shit.
So Jay-Z was getting played in South Korea. That's what you said?
Well, no, like it wasn't playing in radio, but it was just like
you.
Yeah, I was
like the kids in South Korea were playing Nas, Jay-Z,
Nas, Big L,
damn,
Warren
bro.
G, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's huge.
Yeah, so like I was listening to those people when I was in middle school, or like elementary school to middle school. You know what I'm saying?
You went from Big Bang Live to Jay-Z.
Yeah, exactly. So I just I was really like student of this culture.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still a guest of this culture. You feel me? Like I'm not black, I'm not from here. But just the fact that I'm embraced over here is like such a like huge blessing, and the fact that I have such a solid people around me, and just like doing what I like to do is like I'll be forever be grateful. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like when I see people that doesn't appreciate this culture, like that shit kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like y'all really like take this shit as a fashion trend.
Yeah, it's a trend.
Yeah, I can't respect that. You know what I'm saying?
I
Period.
feel that.
Because I'm like, bro, I'm from South Korea, and like I learned this shit from, bro, like from Africa Bambaataa to like, like all this like DJ Kool Herc to like all these people that really made this shit like great.
Oh, you tapped in.
Yeah, like I really learned this shit, like because if I'm want to be in the,
there's rappers right now that don't know those names you just mentioned.
Yeah, straight up. And I don't like if y'all don't know the history, like I can't respect that. Like period.
I
like,
feel that.
I don't give a fuck who you are, and I don't give a fuck about what kind of music you make and what kind of like quality you make. Like if you're not, from the culture and y'all doing it and y'all don't know the history, like yo bum. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Yeah.
So that's why I just have such a like serious like manner towards this culture, just because, bro, like I know how like big this shit is and like how deep this shit is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, because obviously, I mean, you've worked with one of the biggest artists, hip hop artists ever, let's say. You know what I'm saying? One of the GOATs when it comes down to the conversation. Young Thug, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about, since, hip hop is what you love. Hip hop is definitely the #1 genre right now.
That's my love. Yeah. That's my love before it got popping like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you got to the States, what was your first step?
What was my first thought?
No, your first step.
Oh, my first
because
step.
obviously you didn't know Young Thug in South Korea.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right. So when you got here, what was your first step to be like, okay, I'm here. I want to do music. How am I gonna get tapped into the industry? How am I gonna get tapped into this field that I want to be in?
I was interning to a lot of different studios, and then
right off the bat.
Well, like I went to this music school first.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Musicians Institute, and that's the school where David Young Kim. He probably knows Mixed by Marv and shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, for sure. I know that.
Yeah.
I've actually I've met him.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so he went to that school. Well, he had a different major. He was majoring in audio engineering. But big shout out to David Young Kim. Like
he's a legend,
bro. In Asian community, and especially in South Korean community.
Oh, I didn't even put that together, bro. Yeah.
Bro. So
you probably super tapped in about David.
bro, I always look up to him. You know what I'm saying? And I always had this dream when I was in middle school. Like, I always had this biggest dream, right? And I was like, bro, like, I want to pour this soju and like Grammy, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to represent my culture in some type of way, like in these wars and shit. But in my understanding, Youngin was the only Korean dude who ever poured soju into that Grammy like thing. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I saw that in the video, and he had Nas, like my fucking idol.
We sipping on it right now.
Yep, you know, Chinese, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but bro, he did that shit, and I was like, fuck, I wanted to do that shit first. But at the same time, bro, I was like, it's so like good to see like a fellow like Korean homie like who's like doing his thing. Like, that's the big homie. So you know, yeah. I mean, big shout out to David Young Kim. But yeah, that's a homie who plugged me into the studio too, because he knows all of like Korean people, and this studio is owned by all Korean. So yeah, that's another rare thing to see.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So we have 3 different owners. Shout out to Andy, Sean, Bobby. They're all South Koreans. They're Korean Americans to be exact. But yeah, they're all Asians.
That's what's up, bro. I like to hear stuff like that. That's what's up.
Hell yeah. So yeah, we were proudly say like it's owned by minority. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we want to like stick it like that, and you know, we have all these like other plans where like, we want to support the school around here, and like have them like do like a free session over here and shit, just to feel me. So that's that's an emotion.
Support the community type shit. I feel that. Shout out to Fam Recording Studios one more time, bro.
Yes, sir. Fam Recording Studio.
But let's get back to, so you went to Musician Institute.
Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah,
You good. So you went to Musician Institute.
Yeah.
You looking up to David Kim.
I mean, I didn't know him.
But you looking up to him.
No, I didn't know him until like 2 years ago. But I'm just saying, like, that was one of the
like your idol type stuff, like,
yeah,
or a role model when it comes to how you in the music. Like,
yeah, for sure.
He's somebody that's represented my culture. Like, this is possible type.
Yeah, for sure. But I just want to like avoid misconfusion. I didn't know him until like I graduated that school.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just gave that example just like I knew that you probably know him because you met Mixed by Marv and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
shout out Marv.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I majored composition over there, and then throughout I knew the school ain't gonna do like anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Well, like a little story before, like for me to like get into this country, it's a hella like it's really hard. You feel me? And the school is like the easiest way for me to get in through the gate and the border. So like I chose that, and I wanted to learn more about music. So I took that chance. I came here, and then as soon as I was eligible to apply for an internship, like it was like a school program where like they would like send me in different studios they know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so the school. So that's something I didn't know. So the schools out here will tap you in.
Yeah.
To studios.
Yeah. So that's something I'm grateful for too, because they plugged me into like Crosby Studio, which the Thug was mainly at, and I was like working at 4 or 5 different studios. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, type shit. Like I was just like moving around. And that's when I didn't have a car type shit. So like I would like take Metro bus and like fucking like trains and like.
Oh, you was thugging it out.
I was thugging it out.
You were making it work.
Yeah.
Nah, I respect that, bro. That's the grind.
Yeah,
that's what people got to hear, bro. That's the grind.
Yeah, because like when I was in school, like you see a lot of kids that they were just so spoiled by their parents. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're international students. I don't want to like categorize in one country, but it's just like I see like so many people, they just come here and just fuck around. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I have so much bigger goal than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to take it too like I don't want to go take this like podcast to a serious route, but like I want.
This is serious, bro. we you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying like I don't want to make it.
We have fun, but it's serious too.
Yeah, I don't want to make it too boring. You feel me? But like
it's not boring, but I've never heard about this stuff.
Okay,
I'll tell you that much. I've traveled. I mentioned earlier, I've traveled to China and I've learned about that culture, and like I've been to Canada, I've learned about that culture, but and Mexico, but Korea, bro, never.
Yeah,
so that stuff is not boring.
They definitely sleep upon us. You know what I'm saying? And South Korea and North Korea is definitely different too. That's something I really wanted to like really say, like, bro, like don't ask me if I'm South from North. I'm really from South. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like some type of like question, like, bro, that shit makes you look stupid. Feel me?
Okay.
Yeah, because
that's good to know.
Now, because North Koreans, it's damn near impossible for them to like get through the border. because the politics shit going on with government, like you think America's gonna let North Koreans just be in this country unless like there's a crazy exceptional situation?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta see the news, bro. You know what I'm saying? if you ask me that.
That's crazy. You over my head right now. I ain't even gonna cap. You way over my head. I'm like, yo, they doing them like that. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, yeah, for me being South Korean, Asian, like, and that was before a lot of Asians was like being this like big in the media and shit, you know? So it's good to see all the AAPI movement, you know, like doing all this shit. But yeah, back to your story. I was interning a lot of different studios. They don't really like their names to be like known like that, especially when you have that much of like A-list like artists like around type shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
even when I was like getting that like little internship thing, and when in school telling me, hey, this would be a good opportunity, and I was like, okay, so like, what kind of people I'm working with and shit, like they'll never tell you. Like, yeah, you just got to go up there. You know what I'm saying?
What? You just got to pull up and see.
Yeah.
So when you first pulled up, okay, so first off, when did you actually like find that home studio? Like how long did it take you to be like, okay, I'm interning at 3 or 4 studios. When did you be like, okay, this is the studio I'm at?
Well, Crosby's studio was the only studio that offered me to pay. You know what I'm saying? And all the other ones, that was just like me, you know.
Getting experience.
Yeah, putting in hours and getting experience, like you said. Yeah.
Okay. And then Crosby's was just the first one to be like, yo, if you want a spot over here.
Yep. And the first and last one, you know what I'm saying? So like I was working there, and yeah, and like the rest is like I was like, yeah, like, I gotta stuck in here. You know what I'm saying?
What was the first session for you? What was the first session like over there at Crosby's? Once you got, actually, let's start with the very first session. Like when you interning, what was the very first session with you?
It was
because they got A-listers over there, like you said.
It was just a like constant session. Like there was no like, oh, it's gonna be these hours, it's gonna be the session. You know what I'm saying? Just because like Thug used to live in the studio. You feel me?
Oh wait. So off the bat, you was working with Thug.
That was right before when I first came into the play in that studio. Thug wasn't there, and then he slowly was appearing in the studio, in and out, and then he just started to fuck with the studio, and then he made that studio as his own studio type shit for his like whole crew, YSL.
Okay, so moving fast.
Let's take it slow.
Yeah, so let's
take it slow with the soju.
Yeah, let's take it slow with the soju. Hey, they should use that slow with the soju. That's
slow with the soju, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so you intern over there. You get your first couple sessions. Young Thug starts popping in and out the studio.
Yeah.
Once you start seeing Young Thug and maybe he starts becoming a regular, by then who have you seen walk around Crosby Studios, or like have you worked for, or you know?
Yeah. Thug, Gunna, Travis.
Travis.
Lil Baby.
Scott?
Yeah, Travis Scott, yeah.
Okay.
Travis been pulling up a lot because he fucks with Thug like heavily.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, YG, I seen Birdman, Machine Gun Kelly. I can't like I'm really bad with names, but most of the like A-list like artists, I'm pretty sure they pulled it. Like Trippie Redd, and that's like Trippie Redd was like tight with Thug like back then, and that's how I had a song with him. Like that's unreleased. He had a song with Lil Duke, Thug's like Day One type shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trippie and Duke.
Trippie Redd.
Yeah, Trippie Redd and Duke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that just never got released. But hopefully it gets released one day. But yeah, Trippie Redd and there's a whole bunch of people. Like every day you see new act, and then it's like damn. Like Drake was there too for sure. You know.
Drake was pulling up to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't seen him that much, but yeah, he was there for sure. Drake and Nipsey was there too. I wasn't on my shift when I heard that Nipsey was there.
R.I.P. Nip, man.
Yeah, rest in paradise, Nipsey. But yeah, Nipsey was there. A whole bunch of people.
So, before working with Thug, what was your favorite session?
My favorite session?
Before working with Thug.
I had my home studio at my crib, so like I'll always like have my homies pull up, and then I'll produce like shit for them. Like I'll make beats for them, like off the spot type shit.
Okay.
And then you know, just record them. So like I already knew like how to engineer on that shit, but I was using this DAW called Logic.
Okay.
But when I went to Crosby, you know, all the professional people they're like deeply rooted to the industry. They all use Pro Tools. You feel me? That's like an industry standard. So that's why I was kind of hesitant to like just get into that shit, just because I know how I'm so used to Logic,
Yeah.
other program, but you know, like I just thought, yeah, I have to sacrifice. You feel me? Like I have to like just learn a new language again, just to maximize my potential, my opportunity that I had around it, just being around there.
Yeah, for sure. So once you started getting locked in with YSL, you start working with Doug. What was your position at the studio? I know off camera you was telling me some wild stuff. So like, what was your position? What was a normal day like that once you guys first started getting acquainted?
Yeah, so I started as an intern / runner. So we take care of it's just like we're mostly doing like personal assistant shit, you know. But our studio was more, I would say, extreme, just because we see these people on a daily basis, and they lived at the studio and during that time. So, you know, we would take care of their like just regular living. Like,
so YSL's working, they living at the studio.
Yeah,
they working.
Yeah, they're working. You know, like we do their laundry, we do their, I mean, food order, that's like normal, but yeah, laundry and, you know, whatever they need. If they need like fucking toothbrush and shit, we'll get them that. If they need candle, we'll get them that. You know, whatever they need, we're on standby to get it for them. Like, say like they wanted Air Forces, because like Doug only wears Air Force one time, and like all his crew does. You feel me? So like they'll and
shout out to Thug, man. Free Thug.
Yeah, free Thug. Like, you know, I remember him just throwing away all those Air Forces, and like, we're just picking it up. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit like brand new, that shit fresh. I'm like, yeah, bro.
Just throwing them away.
Yeah, bro.
Like, bro, I wore these 2 hours ago. I ain't fucking with those.
Yeah, and I'm ready. I'm like, well, like not even like myself, but like all my peers. It's like, yeah, we're gonna rock it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, that shit brand new.
What you talking about? Yes, what?
Yeah.
I'm throwing them on. You got me messed up.
Yeah. But those type of shit where like, you know, we're getting we're doing all these like side missions of like getting Air Forces, and like we need to get like, there's a day where we have to get 5-6 different Air Forces, but with same size. But like some shoe stores only allow you to just get like three pairs or some shit. You feel me? So like, so there's time
if you're not rich, you don't know that. I'm saying that because I didn't know that. I didn't.
No, but yeah. So there's times where me and my homie would just pull up to these stores and acting like we don't know each other, so that we could get more pairs. You know what I'm saying? So we're all doing all these.
Everybody
like,
need to get 3.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's safe to say we did go through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? As just working under the studio and just following that dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So, obviously, you know, I don't want to touch on it too much because he's going through what he's going through. Mm-hmm. But like, what was the Young Thug's demeanor like when you saw him, when you were around him? Because I think people don't get to hear about, you know, that side of him when he's just, you know, he's chilling, he's in the studio, he's working. Like, what was his demeanor like? What was his character like? Give us some stories about Young Thug.
I'll say he's not really talkative like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not like, he'll greet every people and shit. You know, he's in his own time. He's in his own zone, and he don't want his zone to get bothered. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And he always want to just stay like record ready type shit. Like, he's always about his music. Yeah. So that's where, cause like honestly, like I told you, like I didn't really listen to his music before I started working with him. But when I saw like how much like work and time that he puts in, and even though he's such a talented like artist, I was like, damn, like that's something I have to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I might not understand his music, but like his, yeah, like you said, like his demeanor and like his work ethic was something like I have to admire and learn.
So when you say you're talking about work ethic, you say he was living in the studio.
Yes.
So tell us like about his work ethic. How many songs is he recording in a day? How's this recording process going down, bro? Young Thug is one of the goats. How is this going down in the studio?
So I've been seeing his interview. I think prior to me working with him, he was saying like he has like 10,000 songs or something. Like he was saying outrageous number. But when I was like started working with him, like it all made sense. Like he would knock out like 6-7 songs easy, and then and all the bars are like really good. You know what I'm saying? Like all the bars, like, and all the like cadence that he was like spitting, like it was dope. And big shout out to my big homie Baines. Like, Baines is Thug's engineer, and he's everywhere right now. You know, he was the one who was able to capture all these sounds and all the directions that Thug wanted to go for. So like,
okay,
they were like,
Bangs.
Yeah, they were like dynamic duo. Yeah.
Thug and Bang. See, I've never even heard about that. We
Yeah.
gotta hear about people like that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. In the engineering community, Baines is big already. But that he had to like lay low at first before like Thug ever like dropped an album that he worked with.
Yeah.
So like at first like he didn't have this like name, but then like now he's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so proud of him.
For sure.
And he taught me a lot. You feel me? And you know, like he's really the big homie, and that like he thugged it out. He really thugged it out. He didn't mind doing all the other tasks. You know what I'm saying? Aside from engineering, just because he knew like how much of a crucial moment he was in his life career.
Opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about that. I don't want you to speed past that. Now, these otter tasks.
Yeah.
What? What are some of these otter tasks, bro? You told me some stuff before we started.
Okay, so
But what are some of these otter tasks?
So I don't want to, put other people's name on this shit. But
sure,
to
for
me
sure.
personally, because I don't mind saying it. There's times where I have to pick like use condoms and shit on the studio. We had live like animals, pets like snakes, like spiders and shit. So
YSL really got snakes and spiders,
Yeah.
bro. They not playing.
so they're not just picturing themselves. They really had that motherfucker like on deck, like in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's one young thing in the studio record. Feed my snake, bro.
Yeah.
Feed my snake. I need to record.
Yeah, so like I had to feed those snakes, like I remember just because like I said, I told you off record, like, I started as an intern and then became the studio manager, and then, just being like in that position, like nobody's like no intern's trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I had to feed these like 2 live rats or mice or whatever you want to call it. Like I had to like feed them in this, like I had to pull these snakes out from the cage, or not the cage, but the box, and then I had to put in a different container box, and then put these 2 fucking, bro, I ain't gonna lie, they kind of look cute too. You know what I'm saying? Like these like 2 small rats. I had to throw these motherfuckers, but I have to like throw them separately. And that's some like animal knowledge that I don't know and I didn't want to know. You know what I'm saying? But they were they were telling me that I had to feed them separately. So we had 2 snakes, and then we have to separate those snakes first, and I can't throw them all these rats that I bought from this animal shop at the same pet shop at the same time, just because their stomach's gonna be like bloated or something. So I have to separate this. So like I have to throw this one rat, and then it gets eaten, and then next time, like 30 minutes later, I have to feed them again, and I have to do that shit again just for the other snake that we had.
What, bro?
Yeah, so that was a whole mission.
YSL is wild. Slime Life for real. They got the snakes in there.
Yeah.
They got the snakes in there, bro. So out of YSL, like, who are some of the people that you got close with within YSL, within the group?
I'll say Yak Gotti. Like,
Okay, shout out Yak Gotti.
yeah, that's somebody that I really was tapped in with, because when he got out, I remember it was like around 2017, 18 or some shit. Like we was in a mansion that they rented out, and then I put up over there, and then that was actually I think one of the first engineering sessions that I did. Like prior to that, I was just being a studio manager, but because I was like trying to stay away from being an engineer, just because like I know how much of like struggle that I have to go through, and the program that I was using was different and all that shit. So I was like, bro, like, and I know like how much of stress I have to go through. Like I'm aware of that shit. So, like I was trying to focus on my producing artistry, but at the same time I was like, shit, like I can't just
miss this opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I have to maximize it, like I said. So that was one of my first engineering session that I did in that Airbnb with Yak, and then he was just like genuine dude. You feel me? And I have like I have a couple of songs that I produced for him, and like
You produced for him.
yeah. Well, if you engineer for artists, like it's like you have chances to like put your beats and shit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah, because like
Talk about that game. Yo, some beat makers who are engineering right now need to hear that game. How in the world, as an engineer, did you get Yak Gotti to rap on your beat?
They ask you. It's simple. They ask you like, yo, like you got any beats? Or like if you're an engineer, like you're most likely gonna be with that artist like with a lot of hours. You know what I'm saying? So you get to build up a personal relationship over like you being a producer, and then you just pull up one day and it's like different. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're an engineer, you're gonna be around with him like for a while. So like you could just like tell him that, hey, like I got some beats. You know what I'm saying? In a not awkward way.
Yeah.
So that's how it was with Yak. But at the fact that was the one of the first engineer that I tapped in with him when he was first out. You know, he was familiar with my face and shit, so you know it was easy for me to just like pitch my beats and create the relationship, and yeah, so he knew my name and all that. So like,
yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So talk to us about YOTTA Gotti.
shit.
Talk to us about YOTTA Gotti. Obviously, you're a little closer to him.
Yeah,
So I mean, what's the studio like with YOTTA Gotti in the building, bro?
hey,
YOTTA Gotti moving right now too.
yeah, free yak. He's just a genuine dude. Like I feel it. Like I feel when people are pure. You know what I'm saying? And he's just a genuine dude. You know what I'm saying? And he liked to record like how Thug does. Like every people under YSL, like Thug, like they always learn that like habit of like, oh, we have to record every day type shit. You know what I'm saying? So they're always locked in. You know, like, shit. I mean, I can't really say too much. Like he really a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He really pure soul, and like he makes fire music too. You feel me? That's
for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the
easy call.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to really tap in with him, just because like he really a good soul, but then at the same time like he's such a versatile like artist. You know, like he'll do all this like hard like trap shit, but he does pain shit, and like I've seen him like doing some like R&B shit. That that he said he didn't want to drop until like he kind of solidified his shit first. You feel me?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's a sneak peek right there. Yeah, got some R&B in the. Oh.
Nah, he got it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out YOTTA Gotti, man.
And big shout out to YOTTA Gotti.
So following that, I do want to touch on this because obviously, in general, I don't think people get to hear a certain side of these artists, especially again now they're locked up. Free all of them, by the way. I hate to hear what they're going through. I hate to see what they're going through, and I think it's good for people to hear the sides that you don't usually hear in the media in times like this. Like where that YOTTA Gotti's a pure and genuine soul. So I do want to talk about Lil Keed.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Rest in paradise.
I need to start saying that one, man. Rest in paradise. What was he like? You did get to have some moments around him, right?
Yeah.
And I want to touch on this respectfully.
No, for sure.
Of course, I want to touch on it respectfully. But give us a little picture of what he was like.
Shit, I wasn't really like tapped in with him until like last year. Like he was always in and out. Like from the first time I was working with Thug, like he was always in and out for sure. But that's when I was like doing. I wasn't really engineering like that. So you know, if you weren't really engineering, you're doing all these like studio manager tasks and shit. Like it's kind of hard to like build that personal relationship with him. But ever since I started to engineering, that's when I started like encountering like Key more, and then I started recording him and shit. And that's when I started to really know him.
Okay.
So like I don't want to really say that I know anybody until I really had a personal conversation.
Of course.
Because for me, it's like if I didn't have a conversation, just because like I came across it like a couple times, like for me, like personally, like I don't want to say I know like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't really had that much of a conversation with him.
Yeah, you just around him.
Yeah,
you worked in the same facility.
Yeah.
You almost like coworkers.
Yeah, type shit. I mean, I'm grateful that I was around. You feel me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but Key, ever since we had the personal conversation, I started tracking him and shit. He was like, he was really a genuine dude. And like, he don't mind like talking about his personal situation. You know what I'm saying? And he want to really, talk with you, and then
he wants to connect with you.
Exactly. Yep. And he's one of the most talented dude I've ever seen as far as recording. Like I would say like he damn near had the equivalent speed of recording like how Thug did. Like cause Thug could record,
really?
Thug could record the whole song within 5-10 minutes, right? But
Don't speed past that. Hold on. He's recording the song in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, now he would do it. And Baines, like the engineer that I told you, like he executes it.
You got to keep up, like
yeah, for sure. And Thug knows better Pro Tools than most of the engineers that we have in the industry.
Shout out to Thug, man.
Yeah.
Hey, artists, that's a gym that you can't miss, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta know what's going on.
These artists that are serious with their craft, they know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking at your screen because like nowadays you don't really record in the vocal booth. Like you have artists right sitting right next to you and looking at your same screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like he will know when you fuck up. Like and he don't care about like how fast you move or how slow you know what I'm saying? Like it's like more a matter of like how accurate you move. That's what I had to learn throughout, just because I always was used to moving fast and shit. But that sometimes it kind of makes artists like confused, you know. And,
How so? Give us an example.
It's like you're like doing all these command keys and shit, like changing up the like tools and Pro Tools and all that shit. But like sometimes it's like if you make a small mistake, that gives artists like impression of like, oh, like you don't know what you're doing type shit.
Oh, okay.
So like instead of making one small mistake, it's better for you to take it slow and then just do it
Everything right.
100% accurately.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Game for engineers right there, man.
For sure. Yeah, I learned that hard way. Like I got caught up. Like I got threatened. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hold on. Who was threatening you in the studio?
I can't speak on that shit, but that was a good learning experience. You feel me?
Yeah.
That was that's
bro, if you don't get my vocals right.
Yeah, for sure. And that's how they take their craft seriously. You know what I'm saying? Now that I think about it.
So they own you. The artists own you.
For sure. But back then I was, I'm a man too, so like it's like damn, like what you want to do, right?
You got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, but now that I like revisit those memories, it's like it's like they really appreciate the music and they're really like serious about it.
They want it to be right.
Yeah, so now I understand.
Yeah, for sure.
And now that I'm recording more and trying to be an artist, it's like, yeah, I get why. Like I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Of course. Let's talk about that a little bit, bro. Let's talk about your artistry. How long have you been doing your own music?
Yeah. So let's
rewind. Hold on. Let's talk about this though. This is crazy. So you are working on your own music in the midst of working with one of the greatest artists of our generation.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like you get to see like. For any other artist, bro, they'd probably kill to be in a position. Like you're a fly on the wall to see how greatness is made, bro.
Yeah. So I personally didn't listen to Thug's music like that before I was working. So like
come on, bro. You had to be banging. I'm a stoner.
I was more like I just listen to a lot of like old school hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So like Nas was my favorite.
Like you were saying, Jay-Z,
Nas. Nas was definitely my favorite. And I would listen to like Smino. I don't know if you heard of Smino.
Of course.
More like clink. Yeah. It's like musical shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't have that much of a clear understanding of like what this trap music's for. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Like I would understand why people like it. But then, like I said, when I saw him like just putting that much time, it just earned my respect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and in the middle, like, say they're going on a tour, or they're like absent in the studio. We had that luxury to like record in the same place in the studio. So not even just myself, like a lot of like Crosby homies. You feel me? Like who work.
So I don't want to cut you off too crazy, bro, but you're telling me you recorded in the same studio that Young Thug was recording his hits in? That's what you're telling me.
And I have a couple songs that I'm gonna drop with that same, I guess the same setup. I don't want to like pump it up like that, but yeah.
Don't want to pump it up like that, bro. You know how many people can say that? Probably you and everybody that you know that was working in that studio.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah, I'm honored for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But
so how long you been doing your music?
Shit, from ever since I heard that song that I told you, Big Bang Liar. That's when I started fucking writing my first rap, and I remember like just walking down back to my school, like just rapping Nas's like Illmatic shit, like it ain't hard to tell, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It ain't hard to tell, still then prevail. The mics and contracts, track clientele, you know what I'm saying?
He's spitting.
Yeah.
He's spitting.
Yeah, I really have deep love like with this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, so like ever since then I was like, bro, like I want to write my own rap shit, you know what I mean? So like I used to record with my headphone mic and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like not a lot of people went through that shit in my generation, I think, and especially if you're from South Korea, like because hip hop community wasn't big as how it is right now, you know? So
okay, that actually does make sense though.
Yeah, so I was performing in when I was in high school, we was performing around the neighborhood, you know, like on high schools and like on venues and shit. Even when I was middle school, like there's this area called Hongdae, which is a lot of artists like attend to perform, like a lot of like entertainers.
Hongdae,
yeah.
Hongdae.
That's you gotta go there, bro. So a lot of people's gonna focus.
It's in Seoul.
Yeah, Seoul. Yeah.
I said it wrong. It's not Seoul. It's
Seoul. No, Seoul. Yeah, S-E. It's like
SEOUL.
Yeah, but it's pronounced as Seoul.
Hyundai.
Hongdae.
Hongdae.
Yeah, that's like capital of like all the entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta pull up.
bro. You go there, just like set up your podcast, and because there's shit called Hongdae Dorito.
What? Yo, YOTTATALK Korea edition. You gotta plug me in, bro. You gotta plug me in.
Let's set it up. But yeah, shit. I was performing in a couple of venues over there, which was known as like a historical venue as far as like the Korean hip hop and shit. You know, obviously we wasn't making that much money. Like we were spending money because we were like paying for this venue and shit. You know what I'm saying? But as an earlier stage, like I was performing.
Yeah.
Sure. Because that was my dream. That was my ambition.
For sure. I can relate to that, bro, because I started out when it comes to this whole just entertainment in general. I started out doing the music, and I kind of was the same way, like paying to get on certain venues, and you're paying you're playing at cool places like House of Blues and stuff like this, but it's you're paying though. You're not making no crazy money off of it. But it's still like, but I'm doing my dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a stepping stone for sure.
Yeah, no. So I feel that. So let's talk about the courage it takes for somebody who, you're starting to do your music in Korea. Like, what type of battles did you go with yourself when it comes to like, I'm gonna take faith, and because most people, they may be like, I'm gonna move to LA. That's like what they got to do, but you had to go across the world.
Yeah, I mean,
what did you go through like mentally to get yourself ready to be like, okay, I'm gonna take on this challenge? Like,
I mean, mentally, as far as the dream that I had, I never thought like that wouldn't succeed. So I never had a plan B type shit. So like, I knew that was my route, but I just never knew that I would have that luxury to come here.
You get out here, you meet connections, your studio hooks you up at a dope studio. You're here, you end up being at YSL's soon-to-be recording home.
Yeah, I didn't expect.
Out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're living there. I mean, you're doing everything from, bro said it, like picking up condoms off the studio floor to making hits with Yak Gotti.
Yep.
All in the same, you know what I'm saying?
Accurate.
So it's like, it's this crazy journey. So, bro, I just want to ask, like, to people coming up, because like I said, most people are like me, or maybe they're a little bit different. We all come from different circumstances, but you really had to go through stuff that nobody who is just living in the States and who lives 2 hours from LA and has to drive, they're not going through this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for you, what would be some advice to upcoming artists, upcoming dream chasers in general when it comes to accomplishing your goals? Even if it's not music, even if it's not like, you went through stuff that, bro, like when I'm still trying to put it together in my head, like the strength that you have to actually push through all of these different things and be like, how you just said, like, this was my dream and I knew I was going to do it. I just didn't know how. And you just kept moving forward. So like, what's your advice to somebody who wants to do the same thing and be like, I want to accomplish my goal. I want to chase my dreams. I want to go from living in a whole nother place to being in one of the best studios in LA recording A-list artists. Like, how did you do this, bro?
Yeah, I appreciate you for those words.
Of course.
First and foremost, and shit, I want to say, don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in a box like how I was when I was like, shit, like I only want to do like rap shit. You know what I'm saying? But for you to like just take another step, you might have to do like certain extra shit that you don't want to do.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that might take you to a bigger picture of like what God wants you to do. You feel me? So that's what I took, which was being a producer and making beats, and just getting used to making beats off the jump, like in front of artists. You know what I'm saying? So like now whichever sessions I go to, like I can make beats like in a fast manner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if y'all see, but if you can see on this desk right here, bro, not playing. You pull up in here, he'll cook you up something real quick. He got everything right there on that keyboard. There's a whole piano. But he not lying to you when he say that. I just had to point that out, bro, because it's like I need people to know you not capping, bro. It's right here.
And the video in the background, oh shit, my fault. That video is with my big bro Lil Seldy. Like, shout out to big Lil Seldy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we moving over here. But yeah.
Shout out Lil Seldy.
But shit, yeah, just don't limit yourselves, and you know, just ask yourself like how desperate you are with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was, you know, living in South Korea, when I was trying to pursue this music shit, like I would really want to die for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I thought I would be big when I was 15, just because I know how desperate with this shit, and I know how much time like I was putting into this shit already. You know what I'm saying? When nobody was really, you know, you're young, so like, you know, you're not really thinking about your dream or whatever. But I was really, I had a designated route that I want to go for. But yeah, because I remember like, so I was when I was like getting ready for like music school and shit, like I had to learn like just learning a musical instrument just to take an audition, just to be eligible to, you know, apply for these music schools. You feel me?
Didn't know that either.
Yeah. So, because that's another obstacle that God gave me. Said, yo, like, you know, I know you for you know, you MC, you move the crowd and all that shit. Like, I'm just like familiar with this old school terms and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, you good. You good, bro. You good. You a hip hop historian. Like you brought up Africa Bambaataa.
Straight up, Big Daddy Kane and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really listen to them. Like, I really bought these CDs and all that shit from South Korea. You feel me? So, I have, like, whether or not I'm from the culture or not, like, I really have deep love to this shit. Like, I really have deep and divine love to this shit. Like, I appreciate the fuck out of this culture forever. You know what I'm saying? And nobody could test me that shit. But that's something I'll be really, like, because, you know, I'm dealing with anger issues and all that shit, but at the same time, bro, like, if that's something that you want to, like, test me on, bro, like, yeah, that shit really annoys me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so God gave me that task, and, you know, at that time, I was like, bro, like, I don't want to do that shit, but at the same time, I had that thought of, you know, if I'm taking this music shit seriously, I want to be on the, like, history book. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing this shit, I want to really be recorded as somebody that did something like great in the history. You know what I'm saying?
Say that.
Yeah, for sure. And I never had like, oh, like I just want to be popular or nothing. I wanted to be somebody that I want to, like, I could influence, like how I got influenced by, from Pac, Biggie to, you know, Michael Jackson to all that shit. And, you know, like that was always my dream. You feel me? So if, like, I always like told myself, like, if there's any task that I was given that I could chase, you know, the dream that I had, then I would do it. And that was one of the obstacles that I had to go through, was playing piano. And I hated playing piano. Like, I was like, bro, like, I want to hold a mic. Like, I want to rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to spit these bars, like how Nas is doing. And I don't give a fuck about no piano. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, bro, like, I just had to do that shit for me to come over here.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I love that, bro, because people got to hear that. Because, like, obviously, you know, when they listen to this podcast, they're going to hear the big names. They're going to hear, oh, he was working with Young Thug. Oh, he saw Lil Baby. He saw Drake. But what they're not going to hear from everybody else, what you just said, like, bro, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to do what you want to do in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just mentioned multiple things. I mean, bro, I want to spit bars, bro. I'm not trying to sit here and do this all day. I'm trying to spit bars like Nas and influence the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you had to make that sacrifice just to make sure that you could get over here and have the opportunity, bro. And that's stuff people need to hear, for sure.
Like, during that period, like, I was very, very confident that I was living the hardest in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very confident just because every second I wasn't wasting. Like, I know that shit for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like, you can't lie to yourself. You know, you're watching.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you're watching yourself. Like, you can't lie to yourself. And at that time, I was proud to say, like, I was telling this to every people who was around my peers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people who I was practicing with and shit. Like, I was like, yeah, respectfully, like, I'm beating your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting the most time ever.
I love that, bro.
Yeah. And bro,
See, I'm competing, bro. I ain't here to make no friends. I'm competing, bro.
Yeah, but well, at that time, like, I was kind of late, like, to, like, playing piano and shit, because the other people who was, like, prepping for the school, like, they were, like, practicing from, like, you know, elementary school to all that shit. But I only had, like, a year or two to, like, really, you know, like, really get there and get to the similar skill set that they got. So, like, I had to put in extra time for sure. But I was just proud of myself that I could say, like, bro, like, there's no way other people are outworking me.
For sure.
Like, on the whole world, I'm talking about. And because, like, I remember, you know, like, even taking shit, I was like, bro, that's a waste of time. So I'll hold it for a whole day, you know? And there's days where, like,
what?
No, I mean, but I know. I mean, that's like I know some people like does that shit too, but like, like playing piano was not really my thing. Like I hated this shit, and I would still like pull up to this like piano room, and then I'll punch the piano. Like I'll fucking like try to break this shit just because I'm so fucking hot. I'm like, bro, like I don't want to fucking play this shit. Like
He was fighting his demons with his piano.
yeah. No, it's just like
You walk in the piano room, you expect to see this. You see this man.
yeah, yeah, right fist for sure. But yeah, like I was like punching this motherfucker. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck am I doing this shit? But at the same time, like it's my decision. Like I wanted to do this shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I thugged it out. You feel
Gotta
me?
push
And
through.
Yeah, I pushed through, and then little thing like when so I went to this little academy like that was kind of set for like Berkeley and shit. Berkeley College of Music. That was like the initial school that I was aiming for.
Okay.
And all the professors that I was going there, like they were like, yeah, like you'll get a scholarship. You feel me? Because they knew how like hardcore I was practicing. And,
Yeah, they knew you about it.
yeah, and I could show you all the notes and shit. Like even when I'm seeing this shit, I'm like, damn, like I don't think I could live that hard ever again. Cause like that whole year, like, cause I give myself a year, and I'm big with promises. You know what I'm saying? If I make a promise, then I'll keep it. Like I don't want to make like fake promises. You feel me? So when I made the promise, I was like, yeah, like I'll die for it. And I kept that, and then after that year, and when I'm looking back, I'm like, bro, there's no way, cause like a lot of people will relate to it. Like if you really lived in a very hardest time and you look back at it, and if you really lived your fullest, there's no way you want to revisit that memory, because like, bro, it's
the grind. You had to go through hell.
It's suffocating. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no happiness in your life, but you're just dedicating for later accomplishments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and I love what you just said, like, cause again, bro, like I feel like I've kept saying this whole episode, like, bro, that's the stuff that people do not get to hear, bro. Like how you just said, when you don't even want to think back to those times because it's suffocating, bro. There's no happiness in those times. You're grinding, bro. So if you're out there right now, that's a gem for you to pick up. If you're watching this right now, let me tell you this: when he was grinding, as much as I want you to watch YOTTATALK, when he was grinding, it don't sound like he was watching nothing. The man wasn't even going to the bathroom. The man just said he was holding it in for the whole day. Look, I got to figure out how to work this reverb. I'm not going to the bathroom.
Hey, so I'll tell you another example. So my hand, started getting wet and shit. So like my hand, like it gets a lot of what you call that shit?
Like you sweat.
Yeah, I sweat a lot. You feel me? So for me to like dry out my hands, there's like little like numbing cream that you put on your hand. And throughout that year, I used to put that shit every day, right? In the night, and then that shit like kind of peels your skin and shit.
Okay.
So like every night, like it's like, bro, like it's so scratchy. Like I have to like I can't really sleep just because like all the skins are getting peeled off and shit. But I have to do that shit just because like I can't really perform real like if I'm playing piano with sweaty hand. You know what I'm saying? Like sweat hand. So like I was doing that shit every night, just like struggling. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how desperate I was. Like I didn't give a fuck about no physical pain, and I knew that was for a bigger cause. You know what I'm saying? So like it's not even for like mental sake of when I'm saying this shit. Like you really have to be physically like ready to, like, and that's why I just have a different purpose when it comes to this music shit. I'm not just doing this shit just to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how people are in sports. You think like people, like, cause I used to play soccer. I know like soccer players. You feel me? Like
yeah, for sure.
They're not in that shit to have fun. They're in that shit just to
be the best.
Be the best and be like stay in their career and accomplish whatever they could do throughout the career.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, the advice that I could, like, I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in motion. But the only thing I could say is like, just ask yourself like how desperate you are with this shit. And for me, like, still till this day, like, I'm desperate. I'm really fucking desperate, and I'll do anything that I could do with this shit.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. Like, that's a wild story. I know you saw my face. I hope y'all saw my face. I was at a loss for words, bro. I was putting numbing cream, my hands was peeling. I couldn't sleep. He was saying it like it was nothing. I'm like, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro.
Yeah.
But nah, that's definitely something that people out there gotta pick up, man. sacrifice. Like he just said, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, how desperate are you to do this?
Sure.
And so I also got one more question to ask you.
Yeah, talk to me.
Because a lot of people haven't had the chance or the opportunity to work with not just A-list artists, but right now let's focus on YSL. Because I do think that there needs to be a statement from somebody who, you know, you were a fly on the wall. You know, we're not sitting here saying like you're the closest homie or whatever, but you were a fly on the wall. What's like a good statement to leave the people with about how YSL in general is to you and I guess the impact, you know what I'm saying, that they have in your eyes?
I mean, they've been influencing all the like artists that's like really blowing up right now. Like their flow, their demeanor, their character and shit. Like, you know, they've been just doing it all, and like all the young people always like that's why all these like young artists, they've been pulling up to the studio just like type in with Thug and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just Thug was always looked at as like the OG of the game.
Guy.
Even though he was under 30, you know what I'm saying? Like he was looked up as like really like, you know what I mean? But yeah, the YSL, the whole crew was really family oriented, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they always like see each other every day, and if there's any, you know, like struggles or obstacles they got to confront, they always help each other. You feel me? So like that's I'll say we also got influence with too, like within the Crosby like staff members and shit. You know, even though we had a little like ups and downs for myself personally, just because they weren't familiar with my face. You know what I'm saying? But
you're the new guy, you're new kid at school.
Yeah, and I don't know if I could say like Asian shit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, no, you can say it, bro. People know, like, you know, people joke around. You know, there's obstacles everybody got to go through when it comes to like getting comfortable with new people and
for sure. No, so it wasn't even like they want to racially profile me. It was just like they really didn't know what was the difference between Chinese and South Korean. Because like in their brain, it's like,
oh, Asian,
like, Asian equals Chinese. You know what I'm saying? So like I just gotta enlighten them. Because
like, that come from, bro, in the hood, all you know is the Chinese stuff. You get some wings, you get some rice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So whenever I tell them that, it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they don't even know. Like,
they're understandable.
Yeah,
you feel me? So
for sure.
You know, YSL is it's a grateful chapter in my life, in my career that I had to go through, and I learned a lot for sure.
And you would say like that experience definitely positively impacted like you and your career.
Crazy amount. And like wherever I go right now, like I'm still getting introduced as, oh, like he used to work with Thug. You know what I'm saying? So you know, that just shows you like how much of impact they had throughout in the music industry. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to YSL, and you know, like appreciate you for just showing me what like this like all this like work is. You know what I'm saying? Like the work ethic. Yeah.
For sure. I appreciate you for sharing that, bro. I know it's a tough situation, but I asked that because it's just important for people to hear from somebody who is actually there. There's a lot of crazy stuff going around, so I appreciate you for sharing those words about them and shedding a good and positive light about those guys, and I wish the best for everybody in that situation.
For sure. Yeah, blessings to all them, free them. You feel me? You know, we gotta make some music. Feel me? So
yeah, they gotta come. They gotta get out and come back and mess with my man Z. They gotta come back and pull up the fam recording.
Shit, yeah, fam recording, Steve Crosby or wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know, they're missing y'all for sure. This music industry is definitely missing y'all.
Yeah, man, there's a gap in the game right now, man, and I'm hoping the best for all of them. Shout out to YSL, free YSL, man. So to move on, I want to end this podcast on a light note.
Yeah.
On a light note, I want to say what. Because, again, you've had a different experience than most anybody who's probably going to be watching this podcast. So what's like the most beneficial thing that you've learned throughout your journey so that somebody who's watching this, they can pick it up and right before this podcast ends in a couple minutes, they'll be like, you know what? If I didn't catch anything, bro, I'm taking that with me.
Yeah. I'll say just never give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, as corny as it sounds, like, just be affirmative with your own decision. You know what I'm saying? Just be ready to make decisions and get ready for all the consequences and repercussions. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just ask yourself how desperate you are with whatever the decision you're trying to make. You know what I'm saying? And that would tell you, because you can't lie to yourself, bro. Like at the end of the day, and you gotta really like, if you can't fake the fun with yourself, so that you gotta stop doing that shit. If you are doing that, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta ask yourself, and you gotta trust yourself. Like you gotta treat yourself as like, you know, damn near like a different person, and really understand yourself and be like, bro, what I want, or what do you want? You know what I'm saying? And just do not let anybody just like tell you anything, because you could do more the fucking, like, bro, like when I was doing this shit, like nobody thought that I could play piano, and whichever the production sessions I go to, I'm known as piano player. I'm not the best musician, but I'm still known as, oh, he could play keys.
Yeah, he got the keys down, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And when I was South Korea, like when I was like getting ready for Berklee College of Music and shit, I never knew in my life that 1 year struggle would benefit so much in my life.
That's what you're known for, like.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like that's so crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not even known as my rap shit anymore. Like I'm known as like, oh, Z knows how to play keys. Feel me? So like you never know, bro. So you never know. So like always just make sure to spread all the seeds. That's how I want to call it. Like spread the seeds. Like in production world too. Like, you know, you never know when your placement is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? So like you always pitch beats. You always send beats to different artists and shit. So I call them seeds. And you never know which seed's gonna blossom.
I love that, bro. We gonna end it on that one, bro. That is a beautiful note, bro.
Yeah,
spread your seeds, because you never know which one's gonna blossom.
We all gonna blossom. Straight from Soul City.
Yeah, I love that. So Z, my boy, I appreciate you again for being on the podcast. I appreciate you for allowing me to pull up to your space, bro.
Likewise,
Fam Recording Studios. Thank you guys for opening the space as well, bro. It's a beautiful studio, multiple rooms, bro. If you're an artist, you gotta come check it out.
Tap in.
But again, I want to make sure they know where to keep up with you, bro. Let them know where to follow you. Obviously, you got some music playing back here. You got some music. Let them know where to get your music. Yes, sir.
So that the background video, that's called Z Talk with Lil Sody. Big shout out to Lil Sody, like, again. But you can follow me on Instagram, Z parenthesis KWAK. My artist name is KWAK Z. Just tap in whenever. You know what I'm saying? Like anything related to music, I could do it. And my main focus is, like I said, it's my artist shit. So just focus on my artist shit, you feel me? Just give me feedback, and, you know, I'll follow the steps, and I'll make the history.
I love that, bro. So make sure y'all go tap in with my man Z. Artist name, KWAK Z.
Yeah, KWAK Z, KWAK spacebar Z.
Make sure you go tap in with him. Make sure you go check out all his music. Download, TikTok, stream, all that good stuff.
That.
You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit the follow button on all of his social medias. Again, bro, I'm dap you up one more time. I appreciate you.
Likewise. Hey, big shout out to YOTTATALK, you know what I'm saying? And we're all like spreading the seed, and we're going to blossom. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's the message of this podcast, YOTTATALK. I appreciate you guys for tuning in again on another episode. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, and make sure you share your favorite clip to your friends.
Please do, man.
This man's spit so many gems, bro, and definitely told you stories that you would never hear. Shed light on some.
Hopefully.
Bro, definitely shed light on some of your favorite artists, for sure, and gave you some insight on what it was like to make it to the level that he's at now, if you're trying to get there, which I'm pretty sure everybody is.
We're getting there. But YOTTATALK, we're getting there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But again, thank you guys. Z, thank you. Fam Recording Studio, thank you. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
We out of here.
These scars are deep in my eyes. Call me, do you really feel me? So when I fucked up, yeah, that's the